I'm hearing you're my favorite work of art. So it feels like somebody is having a very enjoyable time basking in the experience of you. This is somebody, it feels like, that is an observer. This is somebody that may be a very introspective person, an introvert. It feels like they're more than a secret admirer, so it may be somebody that, has already kind of expressed some interest towards you. Maybe this is somebody that's a friend, that's a coworker. It feels like it's somebody that you're aware of, maybe somebody that you just like started talking to, or somebody that is just, they're not a very loud personality. This is the kind of person that has presence. Like they may be the quietest one in the room, but their energy is the loudest. And they have kind of taken note of you as almost like a force of nature. This is kind of giving to mind like opposites attract energy. So you may be somebody that is more outgoing, more outspoken. The way in which you stand in your authenticity is like a very bright light. And it feels like this person is almost kind of a very just intense, like a low light, not low vibrational, but almost something that reminds me of kind of the energy of dusk, the energy of twilight, something that is just, it's an intensity, it's an energy in and of itself, but it doesn't need to be kind of like loud to be noticed. And so you are presenting to this person as kind of the opposite of the way in which they move through the world, they process the world, or even just kind of like where they are in their life at this point in time and how much they are giving out energetically to others versus how much, they're kind of keeping in reserve for themselves. You're somebody that has captivated their attention as like you operate on an entirely different spectrum of experience, either in general or at this time in your life or, in whatever kind of venue it is that the two of you know one another or you have these interactions with one another, but this person is just very like captivated by you. There's somebody that almost feels like an audience member just sort of watching you do your thing, watching you kind of dance through your life, or that your life in and of itself is almost like pageantry, like an opera, like a piece of theater. Not that you're dramatic or that there's anything artificial, but it's just like everything you touch is art. You are a living work of art. And this person has a deep appreciation for that. They see you as a very beautiful person, not just outside, not just in how you present yourself, but your energy, like your soul is very beautiful, and that radiates out. Even in the days when you are kind of like you're dressed very plainly, you're understated, or you yourself are having like a quiet moment, there's a beauty within that it feels like has really captured this person's attention. They may be somebody who themselves is an artist. You may be aware of that or not aware of that, but it feels like there's something about you that has either awakened the artist in this person, or it's something that you've caught their attention as like a muse. You're a muse for this person emotionally and romantically, and there's a sense of like, I don't want to interrupt the rhythm or the flow of what you have going on right now, but I can do no more than kind of just like sit here and drink in all of this like beauty of what you are exuding at this moment in time. But this is definitely not somebody that just wants to like sit on the bench and watch, but it feels like they are secure enough within themselves and in maybe the nature of your dynamic and whatever that looks like right now, that they're okay to like let you have your moment in the spotlight. They're not trying to like dim your shine in any sort of way. This is almost somebody that gives a lot of silent support. This is somebody that would come to your rescue in a minute. This is somebody that like, if anyone were to disrespect you, they'd be the first one to kind of like pop up and stand by your side or advocate for you. This is the type of person that's like, don't underestimate kind of the quiet one. This is that sort of an energy, where there's a lot that is kind of churning within this person emotionally as they are like just watching you kind of live the artistry of your life in this moment, and in the way in which they are like both an observer and a participant, that there's just a level of beauty within that, that it feels like is something that this person is really honoring the sacredness of this moment. and a sense that they almost feel that whatever else might be possible between the two of you in romance going forward, that this is kind of the role they need to be in at this particular point in time. Almost like a supportive role, but it's something where it's like they see that you can stand on your own, you can hold your own, but there's something where it's almost they feel that like the nature of their attention on you in some way is kind of creating like a haloed spotlight. So maybe this person is like influential in some way. This person may have the ability to like open doors of opportunity for you, introduce you to people that can like help you as far as your career or your dreams are concerned, or they see potential within you you don't see in yourself. And so there may be kind of a like a fine line between sort of, I've got these romantic feelings for you, and I don't want to like get in the way of the momentum that you have going on, but I want to help you like lift you up in some sort of way, or I want to help remind you of the beauty that exudes through every facet of who you are, most especially on the days where you can't remember that within yourself, or where you doubt that within yourself. And so it feels like at this moment in time, this person is just like they're holding a lot of space for you in this moment, for you to express yourself. Maybe you're working towards certain goals, or dreams, and it's kind of like, yeah, I'm fully in support of that. I like the steps that you're taking forward. I'm on board with this. And the best way that I can show that support is just by having my gaze fixed firmly on you, with a sense of just like taking you all in a non-judgmental way. This is somebody that doesn't want to like criticize. They don't even want to give constructive criticism. It's like, I love it all. I love the flaws in you. I love the perfection in you. I think that you are a living work of art. Yeah, we've got the Hanged Man. So this person has a lot of admiration for you. They are both a secret admirer, like they secretly admire you more than you know, or they have like a deeper regard for you as a person and deeper emotions for you than they've revealed. But it feels like this is definitely somebody that that they're interested in you. This is somebody that you have interactions with. This is somebody that has taken steps forward, but they may even just be kind of like quiet or subtle, like the way in which they express themselves. This feels like somebody that's like a very deep person. They may have a lot of water placements in their chart, or like a water moon sign, where it's like their feelings, it's like still waters run deep. This is not somebody that's shallow. Like they don't experience anything on a shallow level. They don't give shallowly, and they also don't, receive things shallowly. When they feel something, they feel it very intensely, deeply to their core. And so whatever you have stirred within this person, whatever you've moved within this person, it's almost like listening to a piece of beautiful music, or witnessing like a beautiful work of art. It's bringing to mind like an old cathedral with like an intricate mosaic like painted on the walls and on the ceiling, something that would have taken like a master artist decades to complete. There's just every little detail is accounted for. That's what the emotionally being moved by looking at that, by beholding that like in person. That's the kind of feeling that they have when it comes to you, is just like, wow, you are art in human form. And to be able to kind of behold you in this moment, and not just as somebody that is, like a random person on the outskirts of your life, or like a stranger from afar, but the fact that it's like they're close enough to have this kind of like access to you, that it makes them feel like they're part of your inner circle in some sort of way, or that this is almost like a VIP seat that they have in your life at this particular point in time. And with whatever you have going on right now, wherever you're at in kind of your own personal reality, this person is definitely like, I want to encourage you to shine your light even brighter. And I want to step up and stand in that spotlight beside you. Not, for the ego, but because my heart won't let me just sort of sit here and watch. Like I have to be by your side. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So again, this is somebody that's got big feelings for you. They got deep feelings for you. This is the type of person, that may be thinking to themselves, like, if we start to date one another, I would be entering into that with the intention of date to marry. This is somebody that, even if they are kind of like, in general, just sort of like, I'm not looking for anything serious at this point in my life, or if they usually enter into connections with like no expectation, just very open-minded, just see what happens, just, whatever flows, and what doesn't has to go. This is a sense that with you, there's something very profound inside, that you are very unique, or you shine a very unique light that complements something inside of them so perfectly that it's like, if this can work out into something beautiful and long term, I'm so on board with that. I want to step towards you more closely or more obviously with the intention of like, I want something long term. And whether you want that to move at a fast pace or you want to take things slow, I will adjust my stance with you. I will adjust my approach accordingly, because this is somebody that doesn't want to miss out on an opportunity with you. Yeah, we've got the Six of Pentacles. So again, this is somebody that wants to kind of help to uplift you in some way. So for some of you, this can be somebody that has like the right connections. They've got, things that they can like help you with in different ways. They may have experience in certain things. They can refer you to people, something that just kind of gives you that little boost, gives you that extra little thing that kind of points you in a right direction for something, or gets you in front of the right people, so that what you're trying to do, what you're trying to grow, what you're trying to build for yourself in your life is going to have to do with professional success or some sort of dream that you're trying to kind of make into physical reality, that has more of a likelihood of success. And it feels like though this person doesn't just want to, they don't want to like buy your affection or buy your love, or sort of like, okay, since I've done this, now you have to date me. Like they don't want any kind of anything to be like confused in that capacity. It's almost like, I would want to help you succeed. I'd want to see you win, regardless of if you, had feelings for me, or, if you decided that like, I'm not what you're looking for. I still want to help you. I still want to see you rise to the top. I still want to see you in the spotlight. This is also somebody though that they want to make sure that they're not kind of like, it's almost like they're cautious with their words, because they don't want to come off as like critical or judgmental of anything. They want to feed in compliments to you. They don't just want to fluff your ego up, but this is somebody that's like, you need to know that when I look at you, I see perfection even in your flaws. I see perfection in the messiness of your process. I see perfection in where you are now and how far you have to go and where you have come from, regardless of if they have details about that, or it's just kind of, it's written in your energy. It's written in whatever kind of you've got going on at this point, that like, you started somewhere, you started from the bottom and now you're here, and you might not be at kind of like the top, like where you want to go, but you're getting there. And so this is somebody that has a lot of respect for that, a lot of admiration for that. They may see themselves in you in some capacity, that kind of like, yeah, you've defied certain obstacles, you're reaching for really lofty goals, you're reinventing yourself, or you're kind of, you're not just sort of settling for a life that doesn't feel exciting for you. You keep motivating, you keep pushing further, you keep reaching for more. You keep co-creating that sort of dream existence with whatever you have going on inside, and however you are presenting yourself externally, where it's like you're the right person for that role, you're the right person for that part. This person almost feels like, how could your dream life, how could your happily ever after, whatever that looks like for you, how could that not accept you with open arms? And so this is somebody that really wants to help you to understand that you're good enough, you're more than good enough, you're qualified or you're overqualified, or to help you kind of like remember and see the beauty inside of yourself in the times where it's like, you might be very stressed, you might be frustrated, you might be burnt out, you might be overworked, and it may be hard to kind of like, feel that, or to get the applause and recognition you maybe deserve, because you're in the midst of a process, or it's like you're not at that place yet of success. And so this is somebody that wants to kind of feed those positive vibes into you, not just like happy thoughts that they send you from afar, but something where it's like, I want to contribute materially to something for you, so that like, it is not just you sort of moving in the direction of this beautiful future, but I support you wholeheartedly in that. Yeah, we've also got the Three of Swords. So this is not really speaking of the energy of disappointment. This is speaking about like heart chakra activation. You have definitely opened this person's eyes to kind of like a different way in which love can feel, like very generously. This is somebody that is emotionally moved by you. There may be like a deep energetic or empathic connection between the two of you where they see a lot of themselves in you, even though it's presenting in kind of like the opposite fashion, like mirrored, but and yet opposites attract kind of an energy. This is something where it's almost like you have this person thinking back maybe on earlier phases in like their journey in life where they could have used a helping hand, they could have used a kind word, they could have used some encouragement. They were self-motivated, they were self-supporting, and they managed to kind of like do it all on their own, or to get somewhere, but it's almost like I did it, but it would have been easier if there was support. And so this is somebody that it feels like, in addition to kind of these romantic sort of feelings, there's this huge urge to kind of like, I want to make sure that you know that you're good enough. I want to make sure that you know that I see you, that you are seen, that you are appreciated as the work of art that you are at this moment in time. And whether you chose to just sort of say, this is it, I love where I'm at, or this version of myself, this is somebody that's like, yeah, I celebrate that. I love that too. And if you feel there's other things you need to kind of perfect or fine tune about yourself, or you're just not satisfied kind of with where you're at, or who you are as a person, I support that as well. This is somebody that is willing, it feels like, to grow outside of their comfort zone in order to continue to have that like VIP seat in your life. So this may be something where, they're wanting to kind of take the burden off of you in terms of almost like providing like gentle experiences, fun experiences. You maybe somebody's working very hard, and so they could be like, I want to get your mind off things for a while. I want to do something that is just going to be totally the opposite of whatever it is that you're focusing on, that is kind of like a deep romantic gesture that lets you know, like, I see you as a person. I really do care about you. I care about your well-being. I care about your future. I care about what is possible between the two of us. Something that it's like you move this person emotionally, and they want you emotionally moved as well. Yeah, we have the star. So in this person's eyes, you are the star. You're the star of stage and screen. You are the brightest star in the night sky. You are that constellation. You are somebody that is very radiant. They could not get tired of looking at you and admiring you, kind of like looking at your process, or sort of the beauty of how you live your life. You have given this person a renewed sense of almost kind of like emotional purpose in some sort of way, because it feels again like this person may even consider themselves to be an empath, or they're just like a very sensitive person. And so this may be something where when they find beauty in the world, this is something that they deeply appreciate, that they seek to hold on to that, because it's almost like the ugliness in the world, the hatred in the world, the anger in the world, the chaos in the world, they feel all of that so deeply. They feel the world's pain very deeply, or the pain of people around them very deeply. And so the opposite is also true though. When they encounter something that is beautiful, that is pure, that is just like absolute light, that helps to offset a lot of the heaviness that this person may take on. This person may take on other people's emotional baggage, and especially if they don't know that they're an empath, or they're like not really informed about what that is, they could have like, very sort of a hard time being around like crowds of people. They could be used to sort of attracting in a lot of emotional vampires, narcissists, people that just suck the life right out of them. This could account for why this person's kind of an introvert or an observer, just like protecting their energy. But there's a sense that when they're around you, when they're interacting with you, when they're in your presence, they relax. It's kind of like, okay, I don't feel that I'm being taken from, but there's like this pouring in, there's this watershed, there's this exchange between the two of us, and it's absolutely beautiful because it's so different from what I'm used to in my interpersonal relationships, or in anyone that I've met in a while. And if you've ever talked to this person, or like mentioned empathy or being an empath, not even like, oh, I think you are, but if you've talked about that about yourself, this is something it feels like that has really piqued their interest. They may have even started kind of looking into that, and it's provided a lot of explanations for them. There may be a sense of like, wow, I didn't know how to describe this, or that was even a thing, but it's almost like you're helping this person to kind of understand themselves more. So again, like, they see a lot of themselves in you, and there's a sense of kind of like, I want to make sure that I keep you close, so that I do what I can to not sort of add to the burdens of your existence, but that there's a measure of like sweetness between the two of us that I'm pouring into you, that you know that you are celebrated, that you know that you're beautiful. You're this beautiful mosaic in my eyes. Don't ever change because you're wonderful. So, those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.